Well, hello and welcome. In this presentation, I'll be looking at moving medians. It's a graphical technique that takes the peaks and the troughs out of a time series plot to give a much smoother representation of our data. Now, we will be looking at 3-point, 5-point, 7-point median smoothing, but let's go back to some of the fundamentals. The median is basically the center. Now, if I look at these 5 dots along here, the center is basically the third dot along, so it's dot C. This, you could notice there are 2 dots on the left and there are 2 points here on the right. Likewise, if I work vertically, I have 5 dots. Again, the center would be dot C, giving me 2 dots above, 2 dots below. It's the middle, it's the center. Now, with median smoothing, we're going to apply this on both the vertical and the horizontal plane. Now, if I consider the horizontal, then we basically are looking at creating a horizontal line, and I end up with 2 dots above, 2 dots below, and the median goes through this point here, point D. Now, if I want to draw a vertical line, I'm going to do a similar sort of thing. Now, I want to have basically 2 dots to the right of my vertical line, 2 dots to the left. Now, so the actual median of these 5 points are where these 2 lines intersect. Right here. That there is our median. So, what I like to do when I'm setting this up, I will use a ruler and say, okay, if I need to find the median dot along my horizontal plane, then I know I have 5 dots, so I basically move my ruler across and stop when I get to the 3rd dot. So there's my 1st dot, 2nd dot, and 3rd dot, and I can draw my vertical line. Likewise, I can do the same sort of thing with the horizontal line. I'll just, another ruler here. I basically need to stop at my 3rd dot, 1, 2, 3 dots there. So I basically draw a line going along this way and a line going along this way, and where those 2 lines intersect, that point there is the median. Now, whether you can find the median of these 5 points. Right. Again, going horizontally, well, actually, I'll give you a chance to think about it. Which point is it? A, B, C, D, or E? Pause the video, have a bit of a think. Alright, again, there are 5 points, so move your ruler across from left to right, stop at the 3rd point. That's the center. You'll see it's that point there. Draw a line. Alright, I've already done this. There's our line. Now, vertically, same deal. 1, 2, 3. There's my 3rd point. I could either work from the top, 1, 2, 3, stop at the 3rd, or work from the bottom, 1, 2, stop at the 3rd. Here I go. Where those 2 points intersect, or those 2 lines I should say, that is where the median is. It's right at point A. Did you get point A? I hope so. Alright, let's just move a bit further forward. Way through. If I needed to apply 3 median smoothing for this time series plot, now you can see there's a downwards trend, and we just want to smooth this out a little bit. 3 median smoothing, you'll notice the points along the horizontal axis are equally spaced, so it makes it fairly easy. Now, all I really need to do is work with my first 3 points. I like to just use 2 rulers and identify the median point. That will be right there. Why? Because when I work my way up, 1, 2, 3, it's the second point. That is the center. Then what I do, I move my rulers across to find the next, just to find the next set of 3 points. And again, I'll work my way up. Where is the third, the middle, or the center dot? That is effectively there. That's that dot there. That is the center. So my next median will be here. Then I just move my rulers across to the next point. Oh, I'm going to get this, the hang of this soon. Right. 1, 2, 3. You'll notice working my way up with this ruler here. I stop at the second dot. That's that one there. Okay, and that will give a point here. And likewise, I could do another ruler, but I think you get the general idea. And my next point will be here. And my final point will be here, where I'm considering this point, and this point. Notice there's no point at the first or the last. That is because I can't work out the median because I don't have an 8th point presented. Now, am I finished? Well, almost. If I need to apply a time series plot to this, I would actually have to basically draw a line. Here we go. So, last bit, I could just basically use something along these lines here, a line here, and basically 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. There's my new time series plot where I've actually applied 3 median smoothing. Okay. Let's move forward and have a go at 5 median smoothing. Now, this time, I'm going to be applying the smoothing across 5 points at a time. I need to consider the middle point when I have 5 items of data, 5 points. So, you'll see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my first median will be the median for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So I will just, and this is where you really need to start using your ruler and work your way up and stop when you get to the 3rd point. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. There is the median for the first point. Right there. Let's bring this down. Now I move across 1. Just double check. Do I have 5 points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm working at this point here, the center, which would be the 4th one moving along. And I work my way up. Stop at the 3rd dot. 1, 2, 3. There is the 3rd dot. So if I draw a line along here and along 4, you'll see, oh, there is my median. Move again across 1. Right. And again, with the other ruler, move our way up. 1, 2, 3, and stop. And the median here is right there. 1, 2, 3. Right. I can't move any further forward, because if I tried to look for the median for this point here, I would need two data points, one at 7 and one at 8. The one at 8 has not been provided, so that is where I stop. So all I need to do now is basically join those points. So again, join the points, 1, 2, and I just stop there. Now, what you notice with 5 median smoothing, notice months 1 and months 2 are vacant, so the first 2 points, or first 2 months, have no smoothing applied, the last 2 have none. If I go back to the previous one, which is the 3 median smoothing, you'll notice here the first data value, or the first month, has no smoothing applied, and the last month has no smoothing applied. Righto. Now, with VCAA, you're going to hit 2 styles of questions. 2 styles of questions you need to consider. First style of question is basically going to ask you to complete a time series graph or a time series plot by applying 3, 5, 7 median smoothing, whatever that is. And the other sort of question you're going to have to sort of address is you need to consider the appropriate number of points that are going to be applied to the 3, 5, and 7 time series graph. In other words, do I exclude the first points or exclude the first 2 points? Yeah. Let's go through a couple of examples. I'm looking at 4 VCAA questions from past papers. So, first one. Have a read and have a think about how you would apply this, apply the information that you have. Now, this question's asking us to apply, here we go, 5 median smoothing. Alright, and it's telling us that the first 4 points, median smoothing has been applied to, and we need to complete the rest of the graph. Now, since it's 5 median smoothing, I know I basically am going to have to worry about data points from month 10, 9, 8, and 7. So I'll work my way through those. The order is perhaps not so important. Now I'll work from right to left this time. Now I'll use my 2 rulers, and I need 5 points because I'm applying 5 median smoothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my first 5 points. Right. Now, I need to find the third point as I work my way up. So, for month 10, that's the month that I'm working at. First, second, third point there. Let's try that again. First is there. Second is there. Third is there. That's the third point. So, the first spot that I'm going to identify as part of the plot will, okay, let's go again, will be this point here. I'll attempt to put a cross there. Right. Moving right along. Now, I'll move my rulers across one spot. Whoops, trouble with the rulers. Okay. Now, again, 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm now working at point 9. And I'm moving upwards, and I'm going to stop once I get to the third point. So there's my first point. There. Second point is there. Third point, there we go, is there. I stop there. So I want to put a cross just under this line, right at that point there. So Back to my pen, just under the line there, and we continue. Move these rulers across another point. I'm now working at point 8, right? 2 forward, 1, 2, 2 backwards, 1, 2. Using this ruler, I'm looking for the middle point, the third one along. So first is there, second is here, and there is my third, right there. So I'm going to put a cross right there. So again, back to here, right on that dot there is the next cross. Bring the ruler down. This ruler is going to move across another point. This ruler moves across another point. Now I'm looking at centering around point 7. 2 above take me to 6 and 5, and 8 and 9 will take me to 2 above. So again, using this ruler here, move up, count, stop when you get to the third point. So we've got 1, there's the first one, second one, third one. Right, we're working around point 7, third one is right there. That point there lines up with that. Now, last thing I need to do is effectively just join up these crosses. This is where you'd use your ruler. I can just easily, so from that point to that point to that point to that point there. So there you have it. That is 5 median smoothing. Double check. You'll notice the first 2 don't have data values. The last 2 don't have data values. Well, I should have points identified. And we've continued this along just by looking at the center each time. Now, I've fumbled over my words a bit, but I think you've got the general idea of what's going on. Let's have a go at applying 5 medians smoothing to this graph here and try and identify which of these graphs, A, B, C, D or E, are closest. So pause the video now, have a think, and I'll get back to you in 1 second. So, what you need to do here is start to consider what you know about 5 median smoothing. Now, with 5 median smoothing, we exclude the last 2 months, first 2 months. Now, that means that ain't going to be an option. Right. That one there ain't going to be an option. And this one here that's got November and December, because we have November and December identified here, November, December, January and February here, and November here. Right. Now, that's the first step. The next step. Right. All we need to do is compare these 2 graphs and start to look at where the differences are. Now, what you'll notice moving along here, the month of April, there is a difference in the month of April. So this month here is different. This month here is right on the line. This month here is below the line. Now, go back, look for 5 median smoothing, and we need to consider for April. I'll just bring another ruler back. I have a ruler here, and for the month of April, I need to consider 2 months before, 1, 2, 2 months after April, 1, 2, and then use my ruler and and stop when I get to my third point. 1, 2, 3. You can see that third point is right on the line there. See that third point is on the line? It's right on that line there. So if you go back to here, the month of April is right on the line. The month of April here is below the line. So the correct option here would be D. Okay, let's look at an exam paper question 2010, multiple choice. The time series plot below shows the number of calls each month to a call center over a 12-month period. Pause the video, have a think about which would be the correct option. Right. Okay, now the question's looking for 5-point median smoothing, or just 5 median smoothing. And we're looking for month 10. So effectively month 10 means I need 2 data points before month 10, 2 data points after month 10. I'll have a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move my way up and stop when I get to the third point. 1, 2, 3. That there, right there. That there is the data point that I'm interested in. And that is equivalent to 375. So there you have it. 375. Okay, here we go with the 2019 Exam 1, question 13. Have a read, consider your strategy, and see whether you can come up with an answer. Pause the video, have a bit of a think. Okay. Now, this question's asking for us to consider both 3 median smoothing and 5 median smoothing on the same set of data. And both of these methods result in the same smooth data value for 1 day along here. Okay. What I would do is quickly go through and apply 3 median smoothing. It's a fairly quick process. You can just about do this one in your head as you go along. So considering the first 3 dots, the first value would be here. Next 3 I'd consider as there, so I'd be looking here. Next 3 are those 3, so I'd be looking at this data value here. Then I've got this value, and this value, so the center or the median is that point there. Then I have this one, and this one. The center would be associated with that there. Then I have this one, and this one. Center is associated with this data value here. And then I have this one, and this one, and the center would be the same data value, which is that one there. Right. Now, I'll change the color of the pen. We've got blue, let's go for a red. And this is where I like to start to use some rulers because it can get a little bit more complex. Right, 5 median smoothing. I start by considering the first 5 points. I'll just drag this ruler up and I stop when I get to the third point. 1, 2, 3. So the first point for day number 3 would be right here. I'll drag these rulers across and now I'm considering month 4. I'll move this up. First, second, and there is the third data value. It's right on that line there. So go back to month 4 and I will put a point there. What I'm doing, oops, that is that data value there. That really should be right there. What I'm doing is trying to identify where we get the same data value for both the 3 median smoothing and 5. So far for the first 2 months that I've considered, month 3 and month 4, they are different. Let's move across. Let's not rotate that. Let's move across to the next month, which will be month 5. So month 5, 2 after, 2 before. First, second, third data value. Again, you can see it's that data value there. That is nowhere near this data value one here. Move the rulers across. Just keep moving. Across. Across. And we'll just double check. I have 1, 2 after, 6 months. I got 2 before. And I'm going to bring this ruler up and stop once I get to the third. So first, second, third is corresponding to that point there. There we go, corresponds to that point there. It's close, but it's not quite that point there. Now move across another one. 1, 2. And moving the rulers up. Again, I'm looking for my last one, which is the 7th. 1, 2, 3. And you'll notice that is a data point that I'm interested in. It happens to be the same as the blue one that I've identified earlier. So both the red and the blue have landed on the same point there. So I would answer this, or believe the answer to this one would be option B. And there you have it. I believe I'm at the end of this. Yes, so we've gone through a few examples. So tip, please, when you do your exam at the end of the year, bring in at least one ruler, if not a couple, and it would be helpful if they are clear so that you can see through them. Till next time, bye for now and stay safe.